Hi friends, it's Sintang Mayumi. I have light up card today. The stamp that I will be using for today's card is by Dreamerland Crafts Bring Home the Tree rubber stamp. I have my Misti to help me with stamping my image. I already have my rubber stamp on the door of my Misti and I will ink it up with Versafine Onyx black ink and stamp it on the paper. I stamped the image a few times on the paper because my paper is watercolor paper and the paper is a little bit textured, so you don't get the crisp image right away, and you need to stamp it multiple times to get good impression. And even though I stamp multiple times, I still miss some spots, so I quickly adding lines on the star with my Micron pen. I will color my image with my Z Clean Color Real Brush markers, and I'll have the music play in the background and speed through the coloring process. As you can see, I already have snow on the panel. I didn't get that on camera. I think I forgot to turn on my camera while doing that process. But I used white gouache and I added a little bit of water, and then I used toothbrush and splatter the paint on the panel. I use toothbrush to get tiny splatters because I want to look like it's snow blizzard on my scene. I'm going to die cut my panel using one of the die from Elizabeth Craft Designs Dashing Rectangles. Now I can cut the inside of the star using my blade knife. I think that's what you call it. And then I will run my Memento black marker inside the star. I'm doing it on the back of the panel so I don't accidentally ruin my colored image or colored panel. And then I'm going to trace the inside of the star using a pencil. That way I know where to place my LED light. I'm also marking where I want my battery holder. I will place it in the right bottom corner of the card base. I'm also going to adhere my folded paper. That one is just a white cardstock scraps that I have, and that one will hold my battery. I will write positive and negative on the paper, folded paper, to know where my positive and negative are. I will draw lines going to the star. You don't have to draw the lines if you know where to adhere your conductive cloth adhesive tape, but I did this way so it will help me adhering the conductive tape straight on the paper. I like this conductive tape because it can go on folds because it's flexible and it won't rip easily. Unlike the copper foil tape, you need to be careful adhering it on the paper because it's thin and rip easily. The copper foil tape is like aluminum foil material, and it's the one that we are using in the kitchen. So I'm just going to varnish the conductive tape using bone folder to adhere well on the paper. And I'm also going to try it if my LED light works. For my Press Me words, I'm going to use Hippie Doodle Interactively Yours stamp set. So this stamp set has everything that you need for your interactive cards. So I really like that stamp set. So I'm going to line up that push me words on the lid of my Misti, and I'm going to stamp it on the lower right corner of the panel with Versafine Onyx black ink. And then I'm just going to add rectangle lines around the Press Me with my Micron Red Pen. I already went ahead and added my foam tape, but before we adhere our panel, let's go ahead and adhere our vellum on the back of the cutout star. I'm going to remove all the release paper from the foam tape, and we can adhere our scene panel on our circuit panel. If you notice, I forgot to add foam tape on one side of the battery holder, so when I flip the card on the left, the battery went out of the battery holder. So we're gonna do a little bit of surgery here. I will add foam tape on that side, and it's good that the battery holder is on the corner because I don't have to remove my panel all the way. So I think the card is good now, and the light is still works. And I just use my bone folder to adhere the panel on my card base very well. For my sentiment, I have scraps of red cardstock, and I'm going to prep it with anti-static tool first, and then I'm going to stamp Merry Christmas sentiment, and I use Versamark ink, and I emboss that with Opaque bright white embossing powder and just melting the powder with my heat tool. I will use double-sided tape to adhere my sentiment on my panel. I thought of popping it up on the panel or on the card, but because the whole panel is already raised, it's going to be too much for me if I pop up the sentiments too. For the inside of the card, I will stamp another sentiment, and the stamp, oh, that's my that's my son showing his Switch game. So I'm going to use Paper Tree Ink holiday stamp set, and I'm going to use this stamp here, and I think that one says sending best wishes for happy holiday and magnificent new year, season's greetings. And I'm just going to ink that up with Versafine Onyx black ink and stamp the sentiment on the paper. And lastly, I'm going to add some shimmer on the sentiment and on the parts of my scene image using Spectrum Noir Sparkle Pen. And my card is complete. I love this adorable scene card, and it makes it more special because the star lights up. I hope you like today's Christmas card, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.